Welcome to PsiChat with Dave and Jen. Today we're going to be talking about locating science-based parapsychological resources. So, Jen, what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to be talking particularly to the ghost hunters and the paranormal researchers out there. I know a lot of you want to up your game, and we thank God for that. We're really glad for that. And but we also recognize the fact that a lot of you aren't familiar with a lot of the science that's being done in the field today, and actually since the 1800s. So we really want to give you a hand up here and help you to find the resources that you really need to be able to up your game and to know what's actually happening in the field today. And I'm talking about the science field, not particularly like the shows that are on TV and stuff like that. We know that's where you started, and that's a great start, but you can get so much more information by looking into some of the resources that Dave and I are going to present you today. So this is what our goal is. So hopefully you will find this very informative.
All right, so where do you actually go for science-based and backed data and factual information? So it's a specialized area. Let's face it. It's parapsychological information. It's topics in parapsychology. It's not only ghosts and hauntings, but it's near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, shared death experiences, ESP, psychokinesis, poltergeist, recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. There's a lot of different topics, but it's specialized. So where would you go? What would be the first thing you would do to start? If you had something that you wanted to search, a term, where would you go?
I'd probably go to Google.
Yeah, Google's a good one, but I would nail it down a little bit more. I don't know if many people know that there's something called Google Scholar. So go to Google and actually Google Scholar.
Okay.
And you'll get a site that'll pop up, and you can search a term in Google Scholar.
So what is Google Scholar?
It's basically a link to all academic and other publications that are out there. Back in the old days, you would go to like PubMed, where they would have a lot of publications in the medical and academic community. But now you can go to Google Scholar, and they have just tons of publications on anything and everything, not only from scientific and medicine and any mainstream science, but you're going to be able to find parapsychological topics as well.
That's awesome.
So that would be the first place I would start.
Okay.
And you might notice a whole bunch of articles will pop up. So let's say you do a search on near-death experiences and impact on mental state. You're going to see a whole bunch of things listed. And you may start clicking them, and it might lead you to a journal article. And then you look at it, you follow it, you click through, and you go, ooh, $40 for a journal article. I don't really want to pay $40 for a journal article. So how can I maybe try to work around and get that article for free? And there are legal, legitimate ways to get that article for free. Okay. One of the tips I would encourage you to do is when you put your search term into Google Scholar, you put PDF afterwards. And a lot of times then you'll see on the right-hand side of your search results, next to the result, the individual result, it'll say PDF or HTML or Word document, and obviously, PDF. And that'll pull up the actual free text article from one place or another. Okay. So that's just a little tip to get you started there. But there's other ways to find free publications.
Okay.
And they're, again, perfectly legit and perfectly legal. So you can go to these different resources and these sites to try to get some of this stuff.
All right.
So what are these sites? What can you do? So there's two of them that I'd like to start off with at first, and I think you and I have both gotten articles from them, and I think some of our stuff might actually end up on there. I know at least one of our articles is on the first one I'm going to talk about, which is academia.edu. So it's exactly as I said it, academia.edu, and that's a location where authors and others can upload their journal articles, things that have been published, or even things that haven't been published. So they'll upload their stuff to that site, and you can download the app on your phone, or you can access it on the internet, and you have access to a ton of free material.
Great.
So that's one site that'll get you there. Another one is researchgate.net. And this is more of a professional research-based site where researchers across the world, serious PhDs, MDs, university-based people, they upload their research. It's not only for putting their articles and publish, but it's also looking for collaboration and what they're doing and ideas and
Well, I think that's
sharing.
what we're looking for here. I think we're taking our general everyday, ghost hunting and paranormal research, and we want to up our game. We want to find out what's going on in the field that, like, professors and medical professors and, people like in the everyday, science field are working on.
Absolutely.
And there are a ton of research papers that we can learn from, and that's exactly why I wanted to do this show.
Yeah, absolutely. And researchgate.net is another good resource, and you're going to find a lot of those papers there. And sometimes when the paper isn't quite available yet, you can click on a link when you get to ResearchGate under the paper or the author or the researcher you're looking for, and you can request the article.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll ask why you're looking for it, who you are, who you're affiliated with, and for the most part, they'll just send it to you. Or if it's not quite yet available and they haven't uploaded it, you can get on a list, and then it'll kind of tag you, and then when it is available, it'll send it to you automatically.
Okay. So as a normal everyday person like myself looking to up my game, how do I find information? I mean, if I'm like maybe looking for near-death experiences or something like that, how would I go about finding that at these?
Pretty easy. I would go back to the Google Scholar and just type in the term near-death experiences.
Okay.
And it's going to list anything and everything that has that term, near-death experiences.
And ghosts or hauntings or anything like that?
Anything like that. Ghosts, hauntings, apparitions, out-of-body experiences.
So it'll take my everyday jargon and it will convert it into something that is out there that's being researched, like, by real professionals.
Right. It will, but you may want to take a look at, terms that maybe are being used more in the academic literature, because if you don't get those terms, you might miss some of the newer articles. So what I would do is, if you have any questions, obviously you can contact us, because we do a lot of these searches. I do. You do some of them, and we have a lot of information. So you can always contact, and we can help you out and provide some guidance and let you know where to look with those things. Okay?
Excellent. Yeah.
Okay, so once you do that, and you can find hopefully some of those free articles, and maybe you can't find them with just doing the PDF thing. So where else can you go to find those things? You can actually look, if you find the name of the researcher and the contact person, and a lot of times they'll have that on the abstracts of an article. It'll be the first person listed. You can go to the university professors page. Where are they employed? Where are they doing the research at? What university? What facility? And a lot of times they'll have their own page, and they have a list of publications, and they'll upload the articles there, and you can download them there for free.
Wonderful.
So that's another option. There's also various organizations and specialty pages. And this is just a couple examples I'll give. The University of Virginia Medical School, the Division of Perceptual Studies, and that's at med.virginia.edu /perceptual dot studies, and they have a whole list of everything from apparitions to near-death experiences to reincarnation. They have a whole list. So everybody who's worked in that division and works there now, they have all their publications that you can download free of charge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great resource. There's also the psychicalresearchfoundation.com. They have a bunch of papers there. There's deanradin.com/evidence/evidence.htm. And he has it broken down by category. So you can take a look at it, and if you want something on ESP or psychokinesis or survival, he's got a list of articles, I think, that are pretty current up until 2017 or 2018.
Okay.
So that's another location you can go. Some journals actually have access to older back issues. And one of the ones I can think of right off the top of my head that we've both looked at is the Journal for Scientific Exploration.
Right. Yep.
So up until I think it's maybe like 2 years in the past, you can get everything for free up until that time point.
Great.
The other thing to think about is if you absolutely can't find anything, reach out to the authors themselves. They list contact and email information on the abstracts and the introduction for the authors when you find it through your searches, and you should be able to email them. I've done this numerous times, and a lot of researchers love to share their information. So if you simply ask them if you could get a copy of that article from them because you're interested in the topic, they may send it to you. So I would encourage doing that. And then finally, I'd recommend go to your local, if there's a university, a 2-year, 4-year university nearby, go to their library. You can go in. They have a lot of these journals that are either on the computer or they actually have hard copies, and you can make copies of the articles. You can find them and make copies yourself.
Great. So one of the questions I had, which I know a lot of you are probably asking yourselves, is when you're in a ghost hunter / paranormal researcher type mode and you're looking to up your game, a lot of the same wording is not used when trying to research. So just for an example, say if you are going to use paranormal, I guess I would suggest trying parapsychology instead of that word, because it will tend to bring up a variety of much more articles than the word paranormal. Because I think the word paranormal in the scientific genre is a little taboo, so they don't like to use it as much.
You won't see it that much.
Exactly. So when you're looking for certain types of articles, you might want to try different terms, or anomalous is a really good one to use for paranormal. Anomalous, parapsychology, apparitions,
ghosts don't typically,
poltergeist,
recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis.
A lot of these terms can be used interchangeably with.
One of the things I would highly recommend is getting a introductory parapsychology textbook that's used at the college level. And you can actually get them on Amazon or even Google Books, Google Play. You can get the PDF or the online version, and they're like $17 to $20.
Yeah, I think the one, the Hauntings and Poltergeist, a
multidisciplinary perspective. Yep.
That's by Carolyn Watt.
Nope, that's James Horan and Rinsling.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, the other one, Carolyn Watt, and Harvey Irwin is the Introduction to Parapsychology.
Okay,
but you can get you can download them, get the Kindle version or the online version for anywhere from $17 to $25, and that'll get you up to speed with all the newer terminology.
Yeah, and they're really great for knowing exactly. It's a introductory level, so it's great to go from ghost hunter paranormal enthusiast level into that parapsychology level, and it will really give you a great information based on terminology and like where it all started.
They also have references too. So if you look at the chapters, you read the chapter, they have a list of references that usually come out of the mainstream journals.
Right. And I wanted to put this out there because I know Dave has a big stigma about this, and so do I. And, today with the shows, and they're great, and they're fun and entertaining and everything, but as you know, I work for entertainment. I'm a television producer, and I know what is reality, and I'm not talking reality TV. I'm talking what is real and what is reality TV. And these things that we're watching on TV these days, these shows and stuff, they're wonderful, they're fun, they're exciting, and they get you boosted, and that's great. That's what we want. We want you excited about the field. But they're not really presenting the information that is needed to get you off on a good start to learning what it is about parapsychology that is actually parapsychology. I mean, it's a great way to get you excited about it, and we love that, but you really need to step away from the TV shows after a while and realize that they are just entertainment, and they're trying to get you excited, and that's great. But there is over 100 years of research done in this field that the shows don't represent. And it's necessary to know about the field, to go back into the history, like anything you would study in high school or college. You need to know the history before you can piggyback on the research. And that's what we want you to be able to do. So
yeah, and I'll maybe be slightly bolder and say that the field and study of ghosts and apparitions and hauntings, it did not start with TV shows and paracelebrities. Of
course it did.
It started a long time ago with the formal introduction of the Society for Psychical Research. Mm-hmm. So there's over
late
100
1800s, right?
Yeah, late 1800s. So you have over 100 years ago this was started, and there's a plethora of publications and academic scholarship that occurred before the TV show started. So don't be fooled. I mean, look into the history and look into the academic publication. So that's a really good point you made there. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's say you've exhausted all your, if it's free, it's for me type of sites, and you might have to get into a situation where you're going to have to pay for some journal articles. And while it's unfortunate, it does happen. So where would you go to do that? So one of the sites that I am a member of and is quite valuable, especially for older publications and things that have been out and hard to find, is Lexion, so LEXSCIEN.org. And if you're not a member of any other like parapsychology association, it costs about $110 for a membership. And
That's a year.
It's a year, but it's extremely valuable because it has access to actually journal articles and publications from a variety of the parapsychology journals and the main associations like the American Society of Psychical Research, the Society of Psychical Research overseas, and it goes back all the way to the 1800s. They have publications that are digitized, and you can actually download the PDFs and then print them and own them for yourself. And the only kicker on that is it's $110 a year to be a member, but then it costs about 13 cents per page to download the PDF, which is not bad, really.
So you can't just not be a member and download it.
Nope, you have to sign up because that helps them pay for the manpower and the time and stuff it takes to go out and track down this stuff and digitize it, which is time consuming. And believe me, it sounds like a lot, but I think personally it's one of the better investments I've made to keep up on the field. Think about it. $110, what is that? It's some piece of paranormal equipment off the internet that has not been proven to do anything. Yeah. Think of it that way. All right,
it's
so
an education.
It is. It's education, and you can never, me, I've never
put a dollar.
You can't put a dollar value on your education. It's always a good thing. The other one is ScienceDirect.com. So that's all one word, ScienceDirect.com, and you can get there. But sometimes those journal articles, are $35.95 per article. So that's a lot more than the 13 cents per page you might pay at Lexion. So that's another option. And then you may find your way to specific journal sites, and that can range anywhere from $50 to $100 per year to have a subscription to that particular journal.
Okay.
But that is actually a good thing, because not only do you get the new and recent publications that come out, monthly or quarterly for the full next year, but you have access to everything that has been published in the past by that journal. So if you're like me, you start a downloading spree. So you get that, and you've downloaded everything prior to the most recent stuff, and then you just keep going.
Okay, so what are these journals?
Yeah, some of the journals that I would take a look at is the Journal of Parapsychology. Obviously, that's a big one. The Journal of the Society for Psychical Research. The Journal of the American Society for Psychical Research. The Journal of Scientific Exploration. The Journal of Near-Death Studies, and Neuroquantology. That's just a few. There's a couple other out there. There's the European Journal of Parapsychology. There's the Australian Journal of Parapsychology. So there's a whole lot of them. And we'll provide you some websites and where to go to, keep up on what those are, and some other ones as they become available. So that's just kind of a rundown of where to go, free sites, pay sites, what journals to take a look at, and just a general introduction to where you can go to get some really good research-based factual information.
Right. And just to piggyback on this, these are articles that are not just by any Joe Schmo that have had some interest in the field. These are actual researchers, PhDs, medical doctors, a variety of different people who are doing this on a scientific level and doing the same research that you're doing out there, but on a level that can be examined on a scientific level. That they're actually using scientific methods to get to these results. And this is the stuff that we really want to emphasize, that this is the stuff that you should be researching in order to get ahead in your field. And we all know you want to get ahead. You want to find that niche, that thing that makes you special in this field. And this is what's going to do it. You need to become completely
fluent and knowledgeable of what's going on in the field.
Exactly.
That's how you
and
are
up to date with it.
Right.
Too.
That's how you will become an expert in your area of study.
Exactly.
That's how anybody becomes an expert.
Well, yeah, any field that you have to be the best you can in any field. And in order to do it in this field, you really need to become updated with what's out there, what you can do to work with them and to do your own research.
Yep.
And publish your own papers and get out there, get your name out there, let people know who you are and what you're doing.
That's a good point. So if you do collect data and you're looking to publish, this also will give you an idea of where you might be able to publish that information, which to me is still a huge problem in the field. We have a lot of people that are doing work, and it's just not out there. It's not on the website. It's not anywhere. But even if you put it on your website, the next step is to take it to a peer review process where it's actually scientifically peer reviewed, and then it makes it to a publication.
Exactly. And it's not difficult to do. We've done it several times. Dave and I have published many
It's not difficult,
papers.
but it's not easy either.
It's not.
It's a long, painful process.
Well, you have to
sometimes.
follow their guidelines of what they expect and stuff like that, and that's fine. You can do
And
that.
you're going to get some really honest
Feedback.
feedback. Let's put it that way. It's
And that's good,
constructive,
though.
but it's honest, but it makes you a better researcher.
Exactly.
And it makes for
Better
better
writer,
information. Yeah, definitely.
Right. So we wanted to let you know that a new website, psi.center, is going to be up and running very shortly. This website is going to provide you with all this information that we've talked about today. A lot of research information, places to go, the stuff that we like to study, just a variety of different things that that we're interested in and that we're trying to educate the public about. So, once again, the website is www.espsi.center. There's no .com. It's not a .com site. It's www.espsi.center. And that's all you have to put in, and it'll take you right to our website. Also, this that we're talking to you on right now, PsiChat, can be found at PsiChat.com. That's our new website, PsiChat.com. And also, if you wanted to contact us through here, you can call us or email us at PsiChat, PSIChat@yahoo.com. Also, our Facebook page is ESPSI Center. So find us there as well. So there's a variety of ways to get in touch with us. Our contact information can be found at any of these locations. So if you have any questions about what you've heard today or have any comments, please let us know.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you, and we'll be posting another show actually not too far in the future, so expect another one coming soon.
All right, see you then.
See you then. Bye-bye.